The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. Tech support, security, and protection is their mission. Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting presents The Mission Report, where we talk about whatever the hell we want.
He was all naked and raring to go.
Well, as long as it's legal.
Welcome to the Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting Mission Report. We're up to episode 6. We're on a roll, and we're still alive on the social media broadcasting platforms. We got a crazy one lined up for you this week. You might want to buckle up for this one, boys and girls. The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting. It's brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. Tech support, security, and protection is their mission. Hey, I want to let you know what's coming up at Homefront Cyber Broadcasting here. We are this close. Yeah, that close to the launch of Homefront Cybercast Radio. We got our Mixcloud account set up. That's where you're going to see the sneak preview and the demo of Homefront Cybercast Radio. I know I've already seen some people sign up and get ready to rock with us in 2022 because we told you that 2022 was going to rock, okay? Homefront Cybercast Radio is where it's going to be happening. So if you got a party lined up in the future and you're looking for some great rock and roll, Homefront Cybercast Radio, that's where it's going to be at. Anyway, that's coming up. So get ready for that. We're going to make an announcement on our Facebook page very shortly about that sneak preview demo episode for Homefront Cybercast Radio. But, hey, let's get into this mission report because some of this stuff, some of the stuff you read, it's like, is that shit really happening out there? Because, I mean, this is some crazy stuff going on in the world. What's going on out there? So for this week, we are going to start everything up with a What in the Fresh Hell segment, all right? Remember those monkeys that were loose in Danville, Pennsylvania not too long ago? Yeah. We got an update on. All right, so let's just get right into that. The woman who claimed she got ill because she felt it necessary to stop and help them move all these crates that were smashed up all over the road. And, right in the middle of the feces and the urine. Hey, let's just get out and let's go. Yeah, let's help them out here, okay? And then she claims she got ill and, they made a big deal about this. She was sick. She had to go see a doctor, a specialist, got antiviral medication, got some shots, rabies shots, and all that good stuff. Well, she's pissed off now, okay? She's really pissed off because she's not getting any answers from the CDC. And, she feels like she's not treated too well. She claims she got ill, and now she's not happy at all. So let's bring up the news article here. All right, so here's the news article. PA woman exposed to lab monkeys after crash, irked by lack of answers from the CDC, according to the state, all right? So she says the CDC will not respond to her questions. She's irked that she never received medical counseling after the incident where she helped clear those crates off the feces and urine-covered road. So that story is ongoing. I'm not quite sure what makes her think she's going to get any response from the CDC, but, you all know how that goes. But meanwhile, the reports are she has received negative tests that were done by doctors in various medical places. It's all in the article there. And the CDC did release a statement that said the monkeys were tested and they tested negative, and they're all in good health, and they will surely let her know and the public know if they begin to fall ill. All right? So that's what's going on with the Danville PA monkey case. All right? So, let's just get her out of there for a second here. All right. And let's go up to the next story because that's going to lead us right into the next craziness here, okay? So, all right. Now, this, we don't want any notifications. All right, this happened I think it was last weekend here. Local school district in the area. For whatever reason, there was a wrestling tournament, and for whatever reason, the bench is cleared, and there was a big fight between the adults and a big brawl happening out there. Now, there's a lot of speculation out there. Um, State police are still investigating, and they have stated that the adults were the problem and not the students. Now, to be fair, we were not there, so we are just going by what has been stated publicly on this incident. There was a post made to one of the Facebook groups that covers local subjects and discussions, and on the post, which was very early in all the reporting of all this stuff, this is around the time when the reporters were asking questions on Facebook about what may have happened, and they were trying to get some additional information. But one of the posts stated that there may have been some instructions given to one of the wrestlers from one of the coaches that were inappropriate for a female wrestler. Okay, now I'm not going to put that post up on the show here because, again, it's just speculation. I can't prove that it's true. The show can't prove that it's true, and the state police are not saying anything about that. But hopefully, all we can say is that was not the case. We're hoping it's not the case, but if it was, we certainly hope something is done about that from a legal standpoint. Okay, whatever the case may be, it led to a frightening scene for all the children. There's also video up on the Facebook group, which we're not going to show because basically it just shows everybody off of the, they're out of the bleachers. They're all on the gym floor, and you can see some punches being thrown there. And to be quite honest, it was probably really frightening to all the children that were participating in the tournament and anybody that was there just, watching in attendance. And the school has demanded an apology from all of those involved, which, probably should be done. Now, whatever the case may be, I mean, if there was really a serious, incident that was, if the coach gave some instructions to one of the male players to do something horrible to one of the female wrestlers, that's something that should be investigated. But as adults, we need to understand something. We need, I feel personally that, we should handle things a little differently before a lot of people, get hurt. Apparently, this ended up going from the gym out into the parking lot, and then the state police came, calmed everything down. But from what I understand, the tournament continued. It finished, so that's a good thing. It wasn't so out of hand that they didn't have to stop the tournament or anything. So that's a good thing. So that story now takes us to Florida's Disney World for a naked brawl. Sorry. It was a drunken naked brawl that broke out in a quote, unquote, wild scene. In fact, this article actually says that it was a Jerry Springer-style brawl that broke out at Disney World, okay? I need to know more about this naked stuff. I mean, what happened here? But anyway, if you check out the article here, there are a couple of sisters between the ages of 29 and 31 who are ready to go back to the hotel, and their phone died, all right? And the Disney security guard helped them call an Uber. The Uber driver then refused to take them, saying that they were too drunk. So the security guard called a taxi. I mean, this guy just wants them out of there. They're drunk. They're in Disney. Again, this is a place where children go, to have a good time. And we got two drunken adults there that they've got to take care of. But, while they were waiting for the taxi to come, apparently the pair began arguing, and the older sister called the younger sister a bad mom. And she slapped her, according to the court papers. And in return, the younger sister allegedly threatened to punch her. And at that specific point in time is when all hell broke loose between the sisters. And when the authorities got there, apparently, the girls were in underwear and they were just going to town Jerry Springer style. So, yeah, drunken naked brawl. What in the fresh hell is going on out there in the world? Holy cow. But, anyway. All right. Now, Yes. Speaking of hell, let's just bring this up. All right, let's just,
Okay.
all right.
Put your feet in.
Okay. This one's been flying around the internet a few weeks ago,
Man, put your feet in so
and
we can
it's
close
the
the
best
door.
of all. Supposedly, this is a video of a woman being arrested for human trafficking, and, well, we'll just let the video speak for
You're gonna
itself.
close the door. You stay right there before we move. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Back up. Back up. Back up. Hold on. Hey, get your foot back in there.
Get your foot back in there. Get your foot back in there. Ma'am.
Man, we're going to have to tase you. You're not
I
going to
don't
like that.
understand what you're telling me.
What the hell did she say? She doesn't understand.
Bro.
You can't make this stuff up, people.
We're gonna have to secure in a different vehicle. Ma'am.
All right, is she possessed? Because, you know, all the articles that put this video up on the internet say this woman's possessed. Is she possessed? Batshit crazy? I mean, what's something? I don't know, but what in the fresh hell is going on in the world, people? All right. Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, speaking of weird shit, the Homefront Cybercast studio may be haunted. Yeah. We've been trying to figure this out, okay? We've been trying to figure out what was recorded on one of our cooking series segments a few weeks ago, which we'll be talking about after the next segment, which is our 2022 garden series with more seed starting as we get close to spring. But we got an audio clip to play for you, and we'll talk about that and some other things. But first, yeah, let's get right into it. We got some more seeds growing now, getting closer to spring. So let's do this. Welcome to another growing season episode for the 2022 growing season at Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting. And we've got some seeds to get going. We are mid-February here in Zone 6 in central Pennsylvania. And that means we've got to get serious about getting our spring veggies in the seed trays here. We got to get ready for lettuce. We've got to get ready for spinach. We've got to get ready for Swiss chard. We've got some fennel to get in the seed trays. Let's see, what else are we doing here? I'm going to also be doing some eggplant, and I'm planting my peppers here a little bit earlier this year. Last year what I found was I planted my peppers around the same time as my tomatoes, which is, you know, about end of February, early March. And the tomatoes were like 2.5, 3 feet tall, but my peppers were like this. Now, they did fine. I mean, I got some peppers, not as many as what I'd like to have, but we did get some peppers. So I'm going to do things a little differently this year because, hey, life is a learning experience. Sometimes you got to experiment, and not everybody's experience is the same. Not every method is the method. So sometimes you just got to, you know, do what works best for you and do what works best in Mother Nature. I mean, who knows? This growing season will be totally different than the last growing season, which will leave you scratching your head. But so you just, you know, keep doing what you think you need to do with what you got, and everything will work out fine eventually. You'll get some veggies, but we're going to start our peppers a little early this year because of that. Give them a little head start, and hopefully they'll be just a little bit more mature for us to get them in the ground for this growing season, and we'll get some more peppers. I didn't grow hot peppers last year, but I'm doing that this year because I like to make chilies and stuff with those Native American dinners. So we're going to be doing a fair amount of hot peppers in the garden this year, which is going to be awesome. And I'm also going to start doing some eggplant now. Same thing happened with the eggplant. Like the tomatoes just like took off. You know, they're like 3 feet tall by the time I'm ready to put them in the ground, by the time the temperatures are okay. But the eggplant, they're just like these little tiny things, you know. Now we got some eggplant, but I just think maybe we should start them a little bit earlier this year. and see what happens. So let's get sowing our seeds. Now, don't forget, and we've already done this, don't forget to sterilize your seed starting mix. Whatever seed starting mix you get, make sure you get some hot water in there, bring it up almost to a boil, and then just soak the seed starting mix in there. Not so it's saturated, but just so it's spongy a little bit, so when you squeeze it, it'll crumble apart a little bit. And that'll kill any nasties that might be in the soil that'll prevent your seeds from sprouting, or when they do sprout, prevent some of that fungus growing and kill your seedlings. So that's always a good thing to do. You don't have to do it, but we like to do it just to keep our seedlings healthy when they do pop up out of the soil. But don't forget to do that. So let's get going here. Let's get the soil in the seed trays, and then let's get the seeds in there, and let's get going. Spring just around the corner, so we got to get this done. All right, so now that we got our seed trays all filled up with our soil that has been sterilized, we're going to start with our pepper seeds. And with the pepper seeds, and in general, anytime you plant your seed trays, you want to do at least 2 seeds in each cell, or maybe 2 or 3, depending on what they are. If it's lettuce, we like to spread out 2 or 3 in there, maybe 4 seeds. So that we get a good germination rate. But with peppers, we're going to do at least 2 in each cell. And we'll do the peppers first, and then we'll get into some of the greens, some of the spring veggies. And there you go. We got all our peppers in our seed trays. We've got cayenne, jalapeno, Hungarian hot wax, sweet banana, California Wonder, golden baby bell, emerald giant. We've got Fresno chili and Serrano chili all in this seed tray. Now these seeds will need to go over a heat mat, because peppers will need about 70, 75 degrees to germinate. And we'll get to that. But first, we got to get our greens in the seed trays, because spring is coming, and they're going to be the first in the ground. All right, so there we got all of these seeds into this tray. We got iceberg lettuce, butter crunch, we got prize head, ruby red, some red sails, red romaine, oak leaf, bronze mignonette. I guess that's how you say that. I'm just so excited because it's the 2022 growing season. We got spinach, bloomsdale, noble giant, baby leaf, firefly. We've got some chard in here, Ford hook, white ribbed, ruby red chard. We got some Florence fennel because my wife just loves fennel. And we've also got 2 different kinds of eggplants, some black beauty and some long purple. So these are ready to go under the lights. Now, one thing we're gonna do before we get those trays up here under the lights is we've got some lettuce that has been growing over the winter, and we've also got some different kinds of herbs. I'm actually gonna take some of these herbs and I'm gonna put them into the dehydrator. We're gonna dry them up for some seasonings, and I'm gonna harvest this lettuce for salads. And we've got some chives in there, some sage. I'll probably keep the sage growing because I use them in some of the dinners and the cooking series videos that you've seen in Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting cooking series. So that's probably gonna stay here, but I'm probably gonna harvest the rest and use them in some cooking and some dehydrating, get some seasonings going there. But yeah, let's get these trays under the lights. All right, we got the heat mat set up under the peppers and a little bit under the eggplant because they are warm season crops. So we'll need the heat to get them to germinate. So you definitely do want a heating pad, a heat mat underneath your seedlings if they're summer crops. But for the spring seedlings, as you can see down here, we've got some of the collards, some of the Brussels sprouts, scallions, and the leeks, and some of the cool season crops or the spring crops, some mustard, red Russian kale, some other kinds of kale, and some herbs like parsley and oregano. And we've also got some basil in here and some sage growing in here. So for those crops, you really don't need the heat mat because they'll be just fine in temperatures as long as you got about between 50 and 60 degrees. They'll be just fine germinating and growing indoors until you can get them outside whenever the temperatures warm up and spring comes around. But for your summer crops like peppers, tomatoes, anything you're growing, like if you're starting your cucumbers indoors or your melons indoors, the summer crops that need the heat, you want a heat mat under them to get them to germinate properly and get them growing good. You also want to lower the lights down there just about 1 inch or 2 above the soil so that when they do pop up, they don't need that light to germinate, but once they germinate, they're going to need that light as close as possible so you can keep them, try to keep them from getting real leggy because the sun is really strong. So we got to get that light as close as we can. Now, when they start to grow, you can start to move the light up as they grow along there. But for all intents and purposes, we have got our seeds going in there. Most of the spring crops are in the seed trays ready to go. So we're getting real close to the 2022 growing season. And probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing some more seed starting. We're getting close to, in March, starting our tomatoes and some other things. So, yeah, this is awesome. We're growing our own food. We're using what we grow for the Homefront Cybercast cooking series episodes. It's all about food sovereignty and sustainable living here at the Homefront. So, yeah, if you've got any growing tips or your favorite veggies to grow and put into the seed trays. If you've got any advice for other gardeners out there, let us know in the comment sections. But for this episode of the Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting growing season, 2022 growing season, getting close to spring, baby. We're rocking. We're getting there. It's coming. And we're going to be in the garden soon. So thanks for watching this episode of the Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting growing season. We'll see you soon for some more seed starting. Oh yeah, it won't be long. Spring is definitely a-coming. And then, after we get in the garden, get the spring garden going, we're going to be that much closer to bikini and Speedo weather, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Summer's going to be there. Oh, by the way, did we ever get all details worked out on the No Pants Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting episodes or anything? Oh, not yet. Oh boy, but then I better just stay in the chair. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen here in Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting. Don't forget, keep up to date with those YouTube shorty shorts, all right? Because, you know, we said we were going to do one in shorty shorts, and we did. It got to 60 degrees. Now, of course, it's like 25 out there, so we're just like, freezing our knees off here in central Pennsylvania. But, hey, next week we're going to be in the Cybercast kitchen for a white bean and winter squash soup, which was a hit with everyone who tried that one. It was just totally awesome. There's nothing left. Everybody loved it. So definitely make sure you check that one out. Hopefully, we're not going to get any more unexplained audio on our cooking series segments. Yeah, like we did when we filmed the pumpkin soup segment. Yeah, that was quite a surprise here when we played all that audio back. So let's get that up here. Actually, first, let's play this again because I got to see this again. This is just crazy shit. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, this is crazy.
So we can close the doors.
Before we get into all the paranormal stuff, the first paranormal episode of the Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, and this shows up.
Right there. Before we move.
Jeez, I mean, that's just, I wasn't ready for it this time.
Calm down. Back up.
Wait, what is going on here?
Back up.
I'll be serious. I wonder what they were thinking when all this happened,
Ma'am, we're going to have to tase you.
Could you imagine that?
Understand what you're telling me.
Put your feet back in there. Bro.
Man, I'd be afraid she's gonna bite me or something. That's crazy.
We're going to have to secure in a different vehicle. Ma'am.
That's insanity right there. I just want to know what the authorities were thinking, whenever she just lunged out at him, and started growling, like a possessed or whatever is going on there. I have no idea what the hell is that, but yeah, what is going on out there? Hey, I know what's going on in Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting. Well, but I didn't know what was going on with this audio. So let's get this audio up here and let's play it and see if everybody can hear it. All right, let's play this file. So let's talk about this a little bit. I think we're actually in between takes. When we do the video shoots, we'll do the prep work and then we'll do the shoots, and sometimes as the soup or the meal is simmering or cooking, we'll be in a break time. Well, we were in a break time, and I was the only one in the room, only one around, and for some reason, the audio in one of the cameras, just went into this big static, period. All the static came into the audio. And when I listened to it, I was like, what the hell is that? Something just popped out. So let's see if, everybody can hear this. Right there. Right there. We're in a loop here, so it's like this whisper. was like, what is that? What is that? I'm the only one around, and nobody else was in the room, so I'm like, and I have no idea, exactly what it is. So, I mean, yeah, it could be anything, I've been on paranormal research investigations before, and I'm an audio guy. So when I hear something like that, I kind of like look at it from a lot of different perspectives. Is it? I mean, I don't know. Did the cat move around and the audio pick it up, or was it my, did I scrape my pants or something? There is a knock there, so obviously I was close to the microphone. Could it have been me just moving something around on a table or something? I have no idea. But it was just weird because at that specific point in time, there's just like 10 seconds of static that just popped out onto the video camera. And then I get this, whatever that was. It was just, it was just kind of crazy stuff, and EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, whatever they may be, it usually happens in like that. They just come out of nowhere and you're not expecting it. Some people can think they can explain them, and other people, they all, a lot of people have their own ideas on what electronic voice phenomena is. But to me, it's just fascinating, how audio can actually, make those kinds of sounds. And sometimes we think we hear a voice, and other times it's just, I've got EVPs, and we should play them on a future Homefront Cybercast broadcasting episode. That there's no doubt about it. It's a voice, and I have no idea, or at least it sounds like a real voice. But yeah, I have no idea what that one was. So we're going to be checking that out. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a paranormal research investigation of the Homefront Cybercast broadcasting studio at some point in time. Yeah, maybe we need one. I don't know, but that's some crazy shit. Hey, yeah, we're going to be playing some EVPs, like I said, and some ghost stuff on future mission reports. So be on the lookout for that if you're into ghost research and investigations. There have been reports that ghost sightings have increased during the pandemic. Yeah, let's bring that one up. According to the Telegraph, ghost sightings soar as COVID spooks more into believing the paranormal. Magical thinking, sparked by the uncertainty of the pandemic, could be behind a surge in hauntings and reports of messages beyond the grave. Magical? I'm not sure if that's the word I would use, but that's a wrap for this one. Magical. Hey, I got news. If I see a ghost in the studio here or anywhere, I'm not going to be thinking it's magical shit. My ass is going to be out through the door or something. That's a guarantee. I can guarantee that. But yeah, that's a wrap for this one. The mission report has been brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. It's a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting. Don't forget to like and subscribe for updates on future episodes, maybe some special presentations we've got in the future, like the one that's coming up next week. We've got that special episode on protecting children online. That's going to be a serious episode, Operation Cyber Guardian, so don't miss it. Keep an eye on our Facebook page for the exact day and time. We're also getting ready for our first Homefront Cybercast radio sneak peek demo, which will be published on Mixcloud. So get ready to rock with us in 2022. We've got some good stuff coming up, but this one is in the bag. We will see you on the next one. Stay healthy, keep rocking. Always remember, if it ain't fun, it ain't worth doing.
This is your captain speaking. We've been cleared for departure.
Mission complete.
The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcast.
This is your captain speaking. We've been cleared for departure.
Mission complete.
The Mission Report is a presentation of Homefront Cybercast Broadcasting, brought to you by Homefront Cyber Support and Security. Tech support, security, and protection is their mission.